St. Augustine said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." Don't get me wrong, I love Atlanta, but the world is a mighty big place.
Good morning, veggie enthusiasts. If you can't tell by the change in surroundings, then I'll just clue you in. I'm back home. And I know I promised to make a video a day, and I really did try. But on my last day in Egypt, I went to visit the garbage city and visit a friend. He's not necessarily my friend. He's a friend of Russ and Monica, and because I know them, I've gotten to know him and his family, and they've kind of adopted me, so I kind of consider them to be like my Egyptian family. Anyway, that took the entire last day, so there was no chance of filming that day. And then the next day, I had to catch a flight very early in the morning, and I spent the entire day traveling to get back home. And then the next day, I had to go to work, and now it's the next day. I am stuck on some type of rut. I go to sleep because I'm just dead tired and non-functional at about 7:30 p.m. And then I wake up sometime between 3:30 and 4 in the morning, and it's been like that now for 2 days. So if you have any tips on how to get over jet lag, like I have no problems when I'm going to Europe or going to Egypt, no problems, but it always hits, yeah, on the way back. So anyway, just going over my last day really quickly for you guys. The last day, as I said, I went to Garbage City, and that was a half-day tour. I had the option of either Garbage City or the City of the Dead, and it was the same tour company that did both of these half-day tours. So the City of the Dead is where you get to walk through a cemetery, and there are a lot of people who live in the cemeteries, and obviously these are really, really poor people, pretty much homeless people. So anyway, there's something about Egyptians and their connection to the dead and living amongst the dead. So that's kind of that's kind of what that is. So that was option one, or option two was going to Garbage City to see the cave churches. So I chose to go to Garbage City. Now, Garbage City is accurately named, by the way. This is Leonidas. Garbage City is very accurately named because there's garbage everywhere. There's just this kind of belief in Islamic culture that it is the job of Christians to pick up trash. So one of the reasons why I feel like Egypt is so filthy is because people just don't really care. Like, they care about their personal homes, they pick up the trash in their personal homes, but just to walk around and see people throwing trash on the ground and not really giving it a second thought is kind of disconcerting, and you do see a lot of that. There's trash everywhere. But it's not something that's written in Islam, it's just something that's come to be, where it's the idea that Muslims don't really deal with trash, Christians deal with trash. In the same way that if you look at the Middle Ages, Christians made Jews deal with money and collecting interest on money, something called usury. Christians believed that if they did that, it was against the Bible, but Jews, they thought, were just going to hell anyway, so they made the Jews do it. Anyway, it's that kind of thing where it's not concrete written, it's just something that's come to be. So when you go into Garbage City, you're aware, number one, that it's mainly Christians that are living there. Number two, there's going to be garbage everywhere. People are living amongst garbage. It's everywhere. The smell is so foul. But the people who are there are used to it, and I eventually became used to it as well. It hurts to see people preparing food amidst garbage, and children playing amidst that type of garbage. But anyway, they are the garbage collectors, and in many cases, they take garbage and they kind of recycle it and turn it into something that's actually worth something. So it's not a one-way street. They do get something out of collecting the garbage, and it's their way of life. You know, I don't want to look down on a people's way of life. But anyway, the best part about going to Garbage City is not the garbage, but it's getting a chance to see the cave churches. Now, to give you an idea, Garbage City is kind of built into a mountain. And the people who live there, who are Coptic Christians, believe that that mountain is there by a miracle because it did not used to exist there. It was moved there by the grace of God. And according to their belief, I obviously didn't do this myself, but if you test the consistency of the mountain, the dirt of the mountain, and then you test the dirt of the ground, it's two different types of dirt. So that is what solidifies their belief that the mountain was moved there by God. I was fortunate in visiting Garbage City on the day that I did because it was their anniversary, if you will, of the moving of the mountain. So they had an extra long church service. I got a chance to see the Cave Church in this huge amphitheater, and everywhere they have carved into the mountain scenes from the Bible. So I remember seeing Samson and Delilah somewhere. I remember seeing the resurrection of Jesus, and just multiple stories from the Bible that were depicted as far as being carved into the side of the mountain. So it's a beautiful church. In fact, there are two cave churches that I went to, but one of them is much larger than the other. And down front and center, you have the bishops who are I guess, conducting prayers. All of this was taking place or spoken in Coptic, the Coptic language, which is slightly different from Arabic. So it didn't make a difference to me. I couldn't tell the difference because I don't speak either one. They also have a patron saint. His name is Saint Simon. And I was told a lot about Saint Simon, but what I remember the most is the reason why he only has one eye. He's missing an eye because he was enticed by a woman who either on purpose or accidentally lifted up her skirt and revealed her leg. And Simon, before he was a saint, remembered the Bible verse that says it's better to, like, if you're tempted, it's better to go into heaven with one eye than with two eyes that have been tempted, or something like that. I'm butchering it. But anyway, so he gouged out his eye so that he would not be tempted to look at this woman's exposed leg. After the service concluded, I did go down to pray to Saint Simon. The Copts believe that they have the remains of Saint Simon there at the church, covered up in a red wrapping. So they believe that his bones are in there, and that his bones are worthy of prayer. And as a Protestant, I've never done that. But if you can imagine, if you've been watching the last few days of my videos, I prayed to have my grandmother's ring returned. I prayed to Saint Simon for that. And I know for a lot of people, they look at how difficult this has been for me, losing her ring, and they just kind of think it's just a thing, and you just need to get over it. But for me, I didn't know my grandmother very well. She passed away when I was 5. In fact, she's the only grandparent that I ever knew. All of the rest of them passed away long before my time. All I ever knew from her was love. And that ring is kind of my connection to her. And I feel like I've kind of lost her again because I've lost it. And I'm beating myself up a lot about it because it would have been very easy for me just to have not taken it. It shouldn't have gone to Egypt at all. It should have stayed home. And if I just would have taken the extra step that night that it disappeared, to put it in the bedroom instead of taking it off in the office, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. And if I just had some kind of closure, like if I just knew what happened, if it hadn't just disappeared, then maybe I would be doing a little better. But I've cried about it enough. I cried about it at Russ's. I cried about it at the airport. Cried about it some more after I got home, and I'm going to do everything in my power to not cry right now. But I just feel like I lost her again. I lost that connection that I had to her, and now I'm facing life without that connection. So forgive me, please, for my emotional outburst. But yeah, so I prayed for that. And obviously, I haven't gotten it back yet, but I may never get it back. But I still believe in miracles, so I will keep hope alive. After leaving the garbage city, went back to Russ's for a second, and then Russ and I went over to see Matto. Now, Matto and his family are the ones that have kind of adopted me. They're really good friends of Russ and Monica. And they're a hoot, to say the least. My favorite part of hanging out with them was talking about Egyptians and driving. And just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, you guys have you've heard what I've seen as far as what Egyptians or how Egyptians drive. But just imagine this. In the States, we have a lane that goes this way when you're going this way, and a lane that goes this way when you're going this way. And these two lanes, they do their own thing. They don't intersect, okay? In Egypt, you can go this way and this way in the same lane. Tell me how that's not confusing. And then in Egypt, imagine that you have within the same lane, so everybody's going this way. You have the lanes of traffic, so maybe 2 or 3 lanes of traffic. And in the US, everybody's supposed to stay in their lane. In Egypt, that's not the case. You can have 3 lanes, but then someone can come and make a lane in the middle. So now suddenly you have 5 lanes. It doesn't make any sense. So Emin, when I was saying, how do you not pay attention to the lanes, because it's clear that you have lanes, there's paint on the road. And Emin, who's Matto's wife, said, no, that's just graffiti in the street. It means nothing. So how casual they are about it is just indicative of the Egyptian spirit. So anyway, the next time that I go to Egypt, Russ probably will not be there, but Matto invited me to stay with him the next time that I go. So I'm looking forward to that. I know it won't be another 10 years before I get back to Egypt, because 10 years is way too long. So anyway, guys, this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for watching and for going on this journey with me. Actually, no, wait a minute. Scarlet gone raw. I found the drink, the lemon nana, just to give you an idea, if you ever want to make it yourself. It consists of natural lemon juice, mint, sugar, water, Natamax, don't know what that is, and sodium benzoate. So anyway, you asked for what that was in an effort to make it yourself perhaps one day, and I hope that you do, and if you do, please let me know. But anyway, now I'm truly done. So thank you guys for taking this journey with me, and I just really appreciate all of you being there step by step, day by day. Remember that animals are not ingredients, and I don't know when I'll see you again, but until next time, take care, guys.
Don't forget to leave your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to stalk me on Instagram at ATL Veg Out.